Hey everybody, Ron Burke from Gaming Trend here. Today we've got a special treat for you. We're going to unbox the OriginPC EON-17X, one of the first RTX 3080 enabled laptops on the market. If you've never dealt with OriginPC's shipping method, you're going to need a little less of this and a whole lot more of this. Let's get this thing open and see what's inside. What came out of the box next was a bit of a surprise. So I have a power supply, but I also have a second power supply. And what is this little cage thing? Well, I thought it might have been a shipping error, but then I opened the manual, which is not normally my thing. These slide into this cage, and then this connector, as well as this connector, plug into the back of this laptop. This is our first example of a laptop requiring two power connectors. Is this a trend for the future, or is this the exception? Guess time will tell.
First things first, let's crack this thing open and see how easy or difficult it is to upgrade. With just a handful of screws out of the bottom of the device, we'll use our handy pry tool to pop open the case. First up, let's check out the memory for the device. These are easily removed and replaced should you need to. This one's currently equipped with 32 gigs, but the system supports up to 64 gigs of DDR4 at 3200 MHz. Underneath the small plate over here lies the storage for the device. This is a fully M.2 based laptop, so you'll have 3 Gen 3 slots here. The first drive is our primary for the operating system. The second is our primary storage. The third slot is currently unoccupied, just waiting for an easily installed tertiary drive for additional storage. If you need more though, there's even a fourth M.2 slot tucked over here on the opposite side, and it's Gen 4. This cooling system is fantastic. The heat pipes are spread throughout the rear half of the system, and it all ties directly into every component of the device. It draws heat away from the processor and GPU in the center and rear, and pushes it out the sides and the back. The fans can be a little loud, oscillating between 56 and 67 decibels, but thankfully the whine normally associated with fan noise is greatly reduced thanks to the changes in the fan angles. For reference, 75 decibels is the equivalent of a vacuum cleaner, so it's good that we aren't in that territory anymore. Now, I've had complaints with OriginPC speakers in the past, but these are solid. The extra room in the case lets OriginPC locate an ample subwoofer below, and the speakers running along the front of the device sound great. You don't have to wear headphones all the time anymore. Let's hear a few examples. With the device put back together, let's talk benchmarks. Since the 2080 Supermax Q was the top of the line for the previous generation, we'll compare it against that as a benchmark. We've tested our usual crop of games, each with a different way of pushing the system. Some will be bottlenecked by the 11th gen Intel processor, and others will push the RTX 3080 to its absolute limits. Let's get into it. At 1080p, we see drastic improvements over the previous flagship 2080 Max Q, with F1 2020 seeing an incredible 44 additional frames. Far Cry 5 and Wolfenstein Youngblood really stretch its legs. All of our benchmarks are done at maximum settings, RTX enabled, and DLSS when available. We also run them 3 times to ensure accuracy, and sometimes just because it's hard to believe. Jumping to 1440p, we still see solid gains by the 3080, with every single game staying above the 60 FPS mark at ultra settings. At 4K, things get really interesting. Every game is absolutely playable on the 3080 Max-Q, and some of them are downright thriving at this setting. It really speaks to the additional headroom of NVIDIA's newest chip. As drivers continue to mature and more games support DLSS, we'll see these numbers spike up again. It's already readily apparent which games support DLSS and which ones do not. Come on, developers, it's time to get on the free frames train. I think it's worthwhile to show you the difference in size between the ultra-portable 15-inch model, the EVO 15S, and the EON-17X. There's no doubt that there's a weight difference, as the 17X weighs in at 8.6 pounds and the EVO 15S is just 4.4 pounds. It's honestly not the size, weight, or bulk of the laptop though, it's the dual power bricks. It neuters the portability of the device, making the powerhouse great for bringing desktop power on the go, but it's frankly impossible to use on a plane. That said, there's nothing better for a LAN party than this. With incredible desktop-level power, easily upgraded storage and memory, upgraded sound, and better cooling, the EON-17X is one hell of an improvement over its predecessors. With NVIDIA's most powerful mobile GPU under the hood and Intel's latest processor, there's no doubt it's bleeding edge. If you need this level of power on the go, it's hard to go wrong. The only real complaint I have is that all of this power comes at a cost. As configured, this device will set you back roughly $4,200. Some reasonable concessions might get you closer to that previous ceiling of $3,000, and the starting price is around $2,300, but there's no doubt that you are paying a premium for premium performance. All in all, the EON-17X is exactly what it promised. Desktop power that you can take with you. Revamped in nearly every way, it's OriginPC reaching their highest mobile potential. Hopefully this overview of the EON-17X gives you exactly what you need to make your decision. I hope you found value in it. If you did, hit that like button and consider subscribing. It appeases the YouTube algorithm gods and helps us out. I'm Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com. Happy gaming, and stay safe out there.